Hey everyone, welcome back to Pages with Sidra. Today, we're diving into Chapter 11 of the Rebellious Apostle of the Harvest Goddess. And trust me, you don't want to miss what happens next. Before we jump in, if you've got a favorite scene or a prediction for what's coming, drop it in the comments. I love seeing what you all think. And don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoy the story. It really helps the channel grow. Alright, let's get started. As Ryu asked Rohan with a nervous sweat dripping down his face, he whispered, "What brings him here?" Rohan's eyes were sharp, and his calm voice answered without hesitation. "I want to know where the Emperor Apple Cultivator is." Ryu's face went pale instantly. Fear overtook him, and instinctively, he stepped behind Hasejin for safety. From behind her, trembling, he forced the words out. "Come on, you explain it." Hasejin herself was shaken. Her voice cracked as she replied, "Are you kidding me? Why are you hiding behind me, senior?" Ryu stammered nervously. Who knew he'd actually bring a sword? "I've got a family." Hasejin let out a quiet sigh, thinking to herself. No wonder he said there wasn't a single senior he could trust. Gathering her courage, Hasejin straightened her posture and addressed Rohan firmly. "If you've met our boss, you should already know. Our circulation company never sells a customer's information." But inside, her heart raced. Her thoughts screamed, "Scary. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm going to die." Rohan, calm as ever, placed a hand on his sword and spoke. "I see. Is that so? I wanted to settle this the easy way, but it seems I can't." Ryu and Hasejin clung to each other, trembling, tears streaming down their faces like rivers. In unison, they silently prayed. "We're going to die. Please, don't kill us." Rohan planted his sword firmly on the floor. It tipped slightly to the east, catching his attention. He studied the angle for a moment before speaking. "I'll find it, by intuition." As he turned to leave the room, fear still gripped Ryu and Hasejin. Hasejin whispered nervously to Ryu. Does that even mean?" Ryu, still pale and shaken, answered softly. "A swordmaster's life, it's nothing like ours. They say Rohan has solved countless problems just like this." Watching Rohan leave, Hasejin couldn't help but think, is a person really capable of that? The scene shifted to Chansu, standing before a sturdy door used to move between blocks. He leaned casually but remained alert, as if waiting for someone. He muttered to himself, he's not coming." A flash of memory surfaced, Hasejin arriving, her voice sharp with urgency. "The Swordmaster Rohan will be visiting this block soon." Now, seeing her so desperate, Chansu couldn't help but feel a twinge of concern. Sitting patiently near the door, he frowned slightly and murmured, "I thought swordmasters had no travel restrictions. Even a delivery arrives in." Suddenly, a system window popped up with a familiar ding. "Someone has entered this block." Chance's face lit up. A small squeak came from Hamdall, perched on his shoulder. "Speak of the devil. Finally, he's here." But when Chance glanced toward the entrance, nobody was coming through. His brow furrowed as he asked himself, "Is it a bug? Didn't they say all visitors come through the entrance?" He checked the system window again. Doesn't seem like a system error. Taking a deep breath, Chansu decided, better look around the area, just in case. As Chansu prepared to move, something unbelievable happened. The barrier in front of him began splitting open. Shock froze him in place. His thoughts raced. He split the boundary of the block? Is that even possible? From the crack in the barrier, Swordmaster Rohan emerged, exuding calm authority and raw power. Rohan's sharp gaze fell on Chansu, and his voice cut through the air. "Are you the Emperor Apple Cultivator?" Chansu smiled slightly, trying to remain composed. Hamdall, perched on his shoulder, squeaked nervously as he burrowed into Chansu's hair for safety. Chansu greeted him politely. "You're Sir Rohan, correct?" "I'm Chansu. What brings you all the way here?" "You found the right place." Rohan's reply was direct and unshakable. "I came to buy apples." Chansu blinked, a little surprised. "How many do you need?" Rohan's eyes were steady as he stated. 100. 200, if possible." Chansu practically shouted in disbelief. "What? That's impossible. T200. 50 at most. That's the limit." Rohan's face fell slightly, but he nodded in agreement to settle for 50 apples. Chansu watched him carefully and thought to himself, "He looks gloomy. Must be my imagination, right?" Trying to maintain some professionalism, Chansu asked, "And how about the price?" Rohan answered calmly. I understand it's 200,000 gold per apple. Chansa couldn't help but comment. We don't offer packaging here, though. Rohan's voice remained firm. That's fine. Chansa smirked, teasing lightly. That's department store pricing, you know. Rohan simply nodded. I'm aware. Thinking to himself about the transaction, Chansu wondered silently. Should I just push myself and sell 100? The two of them walked toward the apple tree. Chansu cast a subtle side-eye toward Rohan and thought. He was like that when he came, too. Not a single change in expression. Is this the composure of a sword master? Meanwhile, Rohan's thoughts were simple and focused. Those apples do look tasty, though. As Chansu approached the apple tree, he called out. As I mentioned earlier, 50 it is, right? Suddenly, a system window popped up. Skill Blessing of Abundance activated. Chansu activated his skill on the apple tree, and fresh, plump apples began sprouting immediately. Holding his sickle, he spoke politely to Rohan. I'll need to harvest them. Please wait a moment. Rohan, drawing his sword, replied calmly. Please stand back for a bit. Chansu stood still, watching as Rohan swiftly moved toward the apple tree. With a single motion of his sword, all 50 apples were cut in one sweep. Rohan opened his magic bag, and the apples floated in effortlessly. Chansu's mouth went wide open. His thoughts screamed. At this point, it really is a bug, isn't it? Then, a system message appeared. 10 million gold has been deposited. Rohan, ready to leave, spoke politely to Chansu. I'll come again. But Chansu stopped him, shouting. Wait a moment. His mind raced. The bugs from the last area should be fine. I already ordered pest-repelling plants. But I still don't know what kind of block we'll be heading to next. With Rohan along, it'll definitely help a lot. He even has a free pass for travel. Chansu, trying to make the most of the moment, asked politely. Would you be interested in any other crops? I grew them myself. I'm sure you'd like them. Rohan's voice remained calm and curious. What kind? Chansu's eyes lit up as he smiled. Very delicious potatoes and... But Rohan interrupted bluntly. Not interested. Chansu blinked, unfazed, and continued. And sweet potatoes? Again, Rohan replied firmly. Not interested. Trying once more, Chansu offered. I also have beans. Rohan began turning away. Really not interested. I'll be heading back, then. Chansu's face went pale as his mind raced. If he leaves now, that's it. Panicking slightly, he shouted. Apples. I'll give you more apples. Hearing this, Rohan finally paused and turned back. Chansu thought to himself. He's strange, but doesn't seem like a bad person. Gathering courage, Chansu spoke again. Actually, for a smooth emperor apple supply, I need to secure another block. As payment in apples, I'd like your help, Sir Rohan. He wondered privately. Is that too unreasonable a request? Rohan considered for a moment, then said, Smooth supply, huh? He turned toward Chansu and pointed with 2 fingers. Chansu realized immediately. You mean 20 of them? Rohan nodded firmly. Without hesitation, he slashed open another barrier, revealing a new block. Chansu hurried to follow, remarking, You move really fast, huh? As he walked, Chansu thought in awe. I didn't think we'd be going this soon. Just how strong is he? Is there nothing that scares this guy? Looking at his surroundings, he muttered. With all this lush land, why is my territory the only barren one? They trudged through muddy, mushy paths. Chansu glanced at his shoes and grumbled quietly. Should have bought boots. Trying to be polite, he asked, Are you all right, Sir Rohan? But suddenly, a monster attacked from behind. Chansu instinctively, shouting, Monster! In a blur, Rohan grabbed Chansu, pulling him to safety. His voice commanded firmly, Stay behind me. It's dangerous. Chansu's mind raced, thinking, You're the dangerous one here. But that thing, is that even a monster? Looks more like a plant, though it does seem vicious. Sure enough, the monster was a plant-type creature, its movements strangely aggressive. Chansu took out his sickle and said confidently, It's fine, Sir Rohan. This is the block I'll be managing, after all. He activated his skill, Submerge, with a smile, and muttered, Leave it to me. With ease, Chansu slashed the plant monsters, activating his Blessing of Abundance skill to finish the task quickly. Meanwhile, Hasejin was walking over the same muddy path. She muttered, my Teleria. Glancing at her flying shoes, she muttered in frustration. Every time I come here, I get soaked. Not like I can install an entrance gate myself. Flying above, she suddenly heard someone calling her name. She looked down and waved, smiling as she spoke. Oh, Chansu. But her expression changed slightly when she noticed something strange. Chansu was waving toward her, but sitting beside him was Swordmaster Rohan, seated in front of a tree. Hasejan's mind raced. What a bizarre sight. And that's it for Chapter 11, guys. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel. Chapter 12 is already out, so go check it out. Now tell me, what do you think is going to happen next? Drop your guesses in the comments. I love reading them.